Coming up next, Weeknight with Ellie Muller. That's right, it's coming up next on the one and only Nick at Night. When late night TV breaks, we fix it. From the gorgeous YouTube Dog Show! No, this is not a romance novel. It's Weeknight with Ellie Muller. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who's going to talk about romance tonight. Wait a minute, is this because Valentine's Day is coming up? It is? Oh my, this is going to be a long show. He is the one and really the only Mr. Ellie Muller. Ha! Welcome to Weeknight Update. My name is Ellie Muller. What's up? Alright, the theme song was composed by Dr. Method's Piano, and Tori's Gaming Spot is Weeknight Update Storyteller. And they are two of our Shoutout Spotlight winners tonight, along with Eva Amity, Dragon Ball and Hasbro Hotel fan 2004. Hopefully she'll return to this program very, very soon. Pierre Kelly, Marcy Jeff Fnac, Abiel Fnac, Supercar Fnac, Walker with Anthony, Fanboy Films 2, Super Geeked Up Flash, Super Knocked Up, Landon the Hedgehog, and Vroom Vroom. Please check all of those people out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to find out what's up. What's up with romance? It makes Valentine's Day sweet. What? Everyone needs it on Valentine's Day. Wake up! Now, experts say that you don't need to be romantic because romance is changing very quickly. Yeah, those experts have never been laid before. And hey, People magazine has a list of romance novels for Valentine's Day. And here are some of those novels. One Golden Summer, Wuthering Heights, and The Entanglement of Rival Wizards. Wow. Cool off, folks. Cool off. Why did I say that? Because it's time for another top 8 list. That's why. MP, Mr. Bones, let's go. You got it, boss. Science category, top 8 reasons why romance is important. Number 8, it's almost Valentine's Day. Number 7, romance is steamy. Number 6, romance is fun. Number 5, romance is lovely. Number 4, romance is dreamy. Number 3, romance never gets old. Number 2, you wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for romance. And number 1 is the topic of this episode of Weeknight Update. Okay, let's move on because that was awkward. You think? Thank you, boys. Thanks a lot. You know it's right. Hashtag Weeknight Update. Hashtag Elroll for Late Night. Hashtag Elroll for Adults. Hashtag Spread LeBron. And hashtag Autism is Awesome. Get those hashtags across social media, please. And while everybody like this thing, subscribe and bell chef, you can chat it up in the comment section down below. Whoever do, please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with the in-between monologue, Toy Story, A Moment for Everyone, Talking Time, random advice, and this week's comment of the week question. Remember, this is still Weeknight Update, and now here it is. You are about tonight.
Storytime. The receptionist's dark secret was that the computers were only used for Minesweeper.
How did you know?
When it's time to relax, there's only one place for better TV today. It's pre-postmodern, wild and free, watch Nick at Night for good TV.
Hey, if you need carpeting at your house, don't go out to shop. Keep warm, save your gas, and call Empire at 588-2300. We're the people who come to you. And we've got the carpeting you want in stock, too, so we can install it in just a few days. And with credit, you won't make an installment payment for 60 days. And don't forget, with 2 rooms or more, you get a Bissell shampooer free. That's my company, Empire.
588-2300 Empire.
Call right now.
One taste of the ocean spray cranberry and people will say just about anything.
Hubba lubba hickaboo hoodoo mow. Hubba lubba hickaboo. Hubba lubba hickaboo hoodoo mow.
Sweet tart. Sweet tart.
Wow.
Wow.
Hubba lubba bee-bop.
Sweet tart.
The sweet tart taste of ocean spray cran drinks. It's amazing what a little cran can do.
Bow. Hubba lubba hickaboo hoodoo mow. Hubba lubba hickaboo jubba dubba rubba dubba.
And now, there's a little cran for people on the go. Ocean spray singles.
Welcome back to the one and only week update. In a few moments, we will receive an extremely romantic story from Tori's Gaming Spot. But first, it's time for the in-between monologue. Romance is a range of intense, emotional, and idealized affection between people, encompassing intimate relationships, courtship, and a popular literary/media genre. If your head is still spinning after that description, then you are ready for the rest of the show. Now, every romance novel and or movie has a theme/trope. You will either have a theme/trope about the transition from enemies to lovers, a second chance theme/trope, or a theme that deals with forbidden love. But one thing is certain, you will feel emotional before the end of the whole thing. The best romance song of all time is Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. Of course, that song was recorded back in the 1960s, so please don't freak out. The best way to be romantic in a relationship is by spending more time with your lover. Yep, that's another fact to add to my common sense/obvious facts book. And finally, here are the 4 steps to romance. Initial attraction, building deeper connections through compatibility checks, and reaching lasting commitment by understanding and loving one another. Wow. To all the so-called love experts out there, I hope that you are listening because I know more about romance than you do. Now, let me repeat those steps to all you folks at home. 4 steps to romance are initial attraction, building deeper connections through compatibility checks, and reaching lasting commitment by understanding and loving one another. Wow. You know, I feel like one of those love experts. And guess what, folks? It's time for another installment of Tori's Story. Tori, what's tonight's story?
Hey guys, Tori Mullins here, and welcome back to Tori's Story. So the next story I'm going to be telling you is about romance. And here's the story. I adored the story of how Mr. A and I got together. Retelling our love story always make me smile and give me all the feels. It's one of the reasons why the friends to lovers trope is my fave. But journalists asking me to tell it to a wider world, that was new. The first call might have been explicable. I was sitting on a library panel with some other romance authors, and the editor of a local paper advertising the event wanted to chat about me and my writing for promo, but then looked at my website bio and thought there might be a more human angle. The second was out of left field, a journalist from an independent paper in the UK who saw a post on Twitter, I refused to call it X, and asked if I wanted to tell our story. Sure, that sure was my answer. I was happy too, because it's a goodie. After we'd spoken, she said, it sounds like something out of a romance novel. Funny that me being a romance author and all. The end. That's the story about romance. So stay tuned where I tell the next story. Bye, guys.
That was wonderful, Tori. Thank you very much. Tori, I didn't know that you are an expert when it comes to love and romance. Hey, let's have a moment for everyone, huh? A lot of you are probably asking me the same question right now. Ellie, who should be more romantic in a relationship, men or women? Well, if you really want to know, then I'll tell you. In a relationship, men and women should be equally romantic. I mean, let's be honest, right? Men and women need to be responsible in a relationship. Now, I have a story to tell you, and it's real, so you need to pay attention. Why? Because it relates to the topic, so you know I'm about to bring it up. Hey, you know I'm about to bring it up. Come on. All right, now, about 2 years ago, I was dating a woman named the Camel Lady, and she told me that in a relationship, women are supposed to be steamy and romantic. Now that's a red flag to me. I thought that men and women should work together in a relationship, but she believed that when it comes to a relationship, women should do all the work and men should be lazy. That's not a relationship. In fact, that's not romance either. That's just a breakup and or a divorce waiting to happen. I mean, look, men and women must be on the same page. If nobody's on the same page, then everything must fall apart. That's how it works. I mean, you have to remember that. Look, Love, like respect, is a two-way street. In order to get love, you must give love. And the same goes the other way around. In order for the other person to receive love, that person must give love. You know what I'm saying? In conclusion, men and women must be on the same page when it comes to being romantic. It cannot be a one-way street. As I said before, love is a two-way street, just like respect. And if you and your lover don't share the love with one another, then you two will both be single by the end of March. Well, folks, I think that we need to have a little talking time before we go any further. According to this article, therapists and love experts encourage couples to focus less on grand gestures and more on expressing love with mundane acts that recognize what matters to their partner. You know what that's called? That's right, that's called unconditional love. And for a while, that would work. However, sometime down the line, your significant other will get upset. And when that happens, you will find yourself in quite a predicament. Now, the article did say that romance is not one size fits all. That's true. However, I must say that, there should be a level of respect, and there should also be an extra layer of love. You know what I'm saying? There should be an extra layer of love. All right? Because while some people think that, romance is evolving and things like that, the basis of romance has not fully evolved. Why? Because, let's be honest, romance, just like love and respect, has not gone out of style. It's still there. All right? Anybody who says otherwise must be cuckoo. Now, People magazine has found 10 steamy romance novels. Some of those novels have become major movies. For example, there's One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, which is just a romance novel about two lovers finding love near the lake. I know, it's wild, but what can you do? Here's another example. Wuthering Heights by Emily Blunt. That's right, Wuthering Heights by Emily Blunt. It's basically a book that takes place way back in the year 1847. That's right, 1847, a year that has steamy stories that are just too steamy for 2026. And you also have The Entanglement of Rival Wizards by Sarah Rock, which explores the story of two wizards finding love in the middle of a competition. I know, it's totally bizarre. Romantic, but also bizarre. Now, how about some random advice for the world, huh? When you and your lover start feeling romantic, hang on because you two will have an 8-hour sex marathon ahead of you. If experts tell you that romance is unnecessary, then please tell them this. Hey, without romance, the world will only have less than 400,000 people, so knock it off. If a little bit of romance leads to sex, then you better watch out because a lot of romance will lead to the planet having more than 18 billion people. And finally, those who have experienced romance are a lot happier than those who have never experienced romance. So, if you have not experienced romance yet, then you need to hurry up. Now, let's go over this week's Content Week question, which is, what do you love the most about Valentine's Day and why? Go over to the post section of my YouTube channel page and answer that question as honestly and as thoughtfully as you can. Well, folks, that's it for tonight, but I will see you tomorrow night. That's news! I'm out, skis, 4x4.
When it's time to relax, there's only one place for better TV today. It's pre-postmodern, wild and free, watching it at night for good TV.